Scott here. So got a bit sidetracked this morning. I'm just sorting out a wee toolbox for Mary's car. There's Vincent's toolbox, and I just generally keep bits and pieces in it, you know, maybe an old set of points that I know work, just bits and pieces really, solderless joints, you know, the screwing terminals, you know, for wire breaks you can get yourself out of trouble with. These things, they have you can do all sorts with these. You can join throttle cables together, or electrical connections, you know. Anyway, so, and I was thinking, Mary wasn't happy with the tatty old box. I've got to pimp it a bit. She didn't want that in her car, which is fair enough. It's just an old box we've got that I picked up from work. But I was thinking, anyway, yeah. So I was thinking, when Vincent went for his MOT the first time, it failed its MOT, and the fella rang me up and said, look, you know, the washers don't work, but if you can come and get them, you know, get them squirting up on the windscreen, I'll pass it. So I went round to the garage and opened the door, and Vincent, and pumped the washer pump. You know, it was a manual, it wasn't electric, it was a washer pump. You had to pump it. And the lad said, you pump it. Right, so I was a young lad, 20, 21, something like that, MOT tester. So it set me thinking, you know, this is a lad, there's 25 years difference between us, and he's never seen a car that you had to manually pump the washer pump. So I'm thinking, right, so Mary's out in her car, it breaks down, because it's an old car, it might do. She's probably not likely to be able to fix it, bless her heart. But, you know, a nice motorist might stop and try and help her out. But would they actually, unless it's a fella of our sort of age, or my sort of age, would he actually know how to change points, or, I don't know, you don't know, do you? You know, even some of we've got the AA and the RAC over here, would they know? They should do, shouldn't they? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to make up a toolbox. So, just, yeah, sort of sidetracked really, I guess. It's a nice little thing little tiny project. A bit of panel beating. It's not going to have flames or candy paint or anything nice like that. Unfortunately, I've got a tin of hammerite that will probably be its new colour. But yeah, just wondering what if you guys have got old classic cars and hot rods and old stuff. What do you take a toolbox with you? Do you keep a little box with some bits and pieces in? Do you take anything with you at all? Just wondering. Okay, whilst that is running everywhere like waterfall, I should call it a waterfall effect. Tigger and I are going to strip the rest of the stuff off the Triumph chassis, and because I'm going to rebush it with some poly. When I drove it, he sort of drives like an old car, which is pretty stupid, I know, but to say, I mean, but I'm going to poly bush it. I've got a feeling there's two grades. There's a blue colour and an orange colour or something, and one's stiffer, less compliant than the other. So I'm going to go for the softer one of the poly bushes, and give me a chance to tart the old fella up a bit. So next, yeah, anyway, next step, I'm going to finish stripping off. Not me, the chassis, because if I stripped off, it'd be pretty scary. Right, before I start stripping this off, quick explanation. Single semi-elliptic spring going crossways, transverse. This red bit is a bit I've made up. Normally there's a lever arm damper on the back that goes down to that joint there with a little link. I don't think those little links are available anymore, and I didn't think at the time I could come up with a link, but now I would use rose joints, but at the time I didn't think about it. Anyway, so made up a telescopic damper arrangement using a mini front shock absorber, which turned out to be too short. It will bottom out. Anyway, this was an improvement over the original setup, in as much as it's got this bottom wishbone on it, and Heralds and Spitfires and things like that were quite famous for being able to tuck this upright. It's completely different setup, but there's an upright, 2 links, blah blah blah. It was quite famous for being able to tuck it under and have a major issue where the I'll have a look for a picture actually. Where it would sort of would make the car pretty unsafe, but they brought this Rotaflex suspension out a bit later on using these rubber donuts as rubber couplings as a way of driving it. They aren't best things in the world, but they work, so can't be all bad. I'm not sure about the modern versions. Anyway, I heard that being called a pineapple the other day. Gotta love YouTube, don't you? Getting to meet other people with other names for things. Anyway, the diff is mounted into the chassis, but we'll have fun with that later. Lots of modifications. There's a Subaru diff you can put in, there's a Ford diff I think you can put in, but there's nothing wrong with this diff in there. It doesn't make a single noise, and I'm not going to do any mad stuff off the line with it, so I think I might just rebuild it as it is now, to be honest. But this is why, if anybody's been watching Cutworm with these videos, this is why when you jack them up they've got such a queer look about them, strange look about them on the back, because they basically sag right down and alters the camber so much. As soon as they've been on the ground for a bit and they've driven for a bit, they soon settle down again. But very simple to lower these. Just literally stick a block in there. Sometimes if you go crazy with the lowering, you just got to put some longer studs in, but so you just raise the spring away from the diff and it lowers it, you know. So anyway, so it's just a matter of undoing links and stuff now, so get that done, and we should have a completely bare Vincent. Poor little fella. Okay then, end of the day, old Vincent's down to his bare bones now. Yeah, everything off. There's not a lot on the floor, is there, when you think about it? That's all there is to the running gear of a Vitesse. Not a lot, is it? Right, so right back to the beginning again of the chassis saga. I two things I've done some more research, got some slightly better pictures, or slightly sharper pictures. And I'm going for slap bang in the centre of the bolt for the datum line. I'm going to pick that up. But the overriding thing that I didn't notice the other day, see if we get the right level, we can pick this up. These outriggers are supposed to be level with the chassis, and the string line shows it up a treat. We've got about an inch over that end gap, touching nearly an inch. So they've gone on like at an angle. Does that make sense? They're facing down, which explains one thing. The front, you know, remember me saying I had trouble trying to get the bloody thing to line up. So they've gone on sloping downwards. Anywho, so yeah, we give Vincent's skeleton a bit of a clean up and get the paint off, and we'll get those outriggers somewhere close to being straight or in the right place. Then we can start putting it back together again. Get some new bushes in him, and then we'll tackle that little rascal over there. Mary's toolbox came out okay. We've gone for some anti-rattle stuff inside. So near enough. We're happy with that. Well, I am anyway. Doing it. Yeah. Anyway, so Scotty signing off. Catch up with you sometime tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll get this on and uploaded, and then we'll watch some videos. See you later.